reflection and refraction of light. Yes, which point? Reflection and refraction of light. So, what is meant by reflection? Yes, generally, if you see in a simple language, if you define what is meant by reflection, then generally bouncing back of light is called as reflection. Bouncing back of light is called as the reflection. And we know that generally in your previous grades, in your previous class, you have studied that reflection was of two types, and generally we know that it is of two types. Number one, it is said to be regular reflection, and number second, irregular reflection. Okay, so generally the reflection which is on smooth surface, or you can say polished surface. Smooth surface you can take, or you can say polished surface. It is said to be the regular reflection, where the light is going to be reflected. The light which is going to be reflected on the smooth surface is said to be the regular reflection. And whereas irregular reflection, how will you define now irregular reflection? The bouncing back of light on a rough surface. The bouncing back of light on a rough surface is said to be the irregular reflection. It is said to be the irregular reflection. Okay. Now if you see, whenever there is the reflection of light, it will be in the same medium. Medium means if the light is going to be reflected, then we know that at the time of reflection, there are three rays. Okay. Number one, incident ray. It is said to be the incident ray. Number second, as soon as there is an incident ray, there is a reflected ray, because the light is going to be, suppose it is a mirror. Okay. Then on mirror, we know what is going to happen. The light is going to be reflected. The light is going to be reflected. So this is said to be the incident ray, and it is nothing but the reflected ray. So, and sir, what name will you give to this line? This line is nothing but the normal ray. This line is nothing but the normal ray. So this is an incident ray, this is a reflected ray, this is a normal ray. So here if you see, some angle has been created with the help of normal, and this angle is called as the angle of incidence. It is called as the angle of incidence, and it is said to be the angle of reflection. But during this time, notice one thing: the angle with the incident ray and the angle with the reflected ray are always equal. So the angle I, what is angle I? Angle I is nothing but the angle of incidence. Angle I is nothing but the angle of incidence, and angle I is equal to the angle R. Angle I is equal to the angle R. So that is why in the case of reflection, the angle I is going to be equal to angle R. So here the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. So this is the law number first. You are going to study that. Okay. Angle I is equal to the angle R. Always, whenever there is the reflection of light, at that time the angle I is equal to angle R. And here if you see, there are two types of reflection. Number one, regular reflection, and the regular reflection is going to be happen on the smooth surface, and irregular reflection is going to happen on a rough surface. So this was brief introduction about the reflection of light. So just if you want to write the meaning, you can write down: the bouncing back of light in and same medium is said to be the reflection. And reflection are of two types. Number one, that is the regular. Regular is going to happen on the smooth or the polished surface, and irregular, it is going to happen on a rough surface. So this is how the reflection is going to be happen. Here if you see, okay, there is an incident ray, and here there is the reflection. So some angle has been created. This is the angle of incidence, angle of reflection, and they are always going to be the equal. Angle I is equal to the angle R. Angle I is equal to the angle R. Thank you.